Eye contact is one of the most powerful nonverbal signals in human interaction. It can communicate interest, attention, attraction, and emotional connection without a single word. In this video, we'll explore 9 specific eye contact clues that often indicate someone secretly likes you. Each clue includes real-world examples, what to watch for, and how to respond naturally. By the end, you'll be better at spotting subtle signs of attraction and handling them confidently. Before we dive in, remember, context matters. Eye contact can mean many things: politeness, curiosity, dominance, or simple attentiveness. The 9 clues here are strongest when they appear consistently, in combination, and in relaxed settings. If someone displays several of these behaviors repeatedly, the chances they're attracted to you go up significantly. Clue 1. Prolonged gaze. A prolonged gaze is when someone holds eye contact a little longer than what feels typical for a casual conversation. Most people make eye contact for a few seconds, then look away. When someone likes you, they may hold your gaze for a beat longer, signaling comfort and focus on you. Notice how a prolonged gaze feels different from staring. Staring feels intense, awkward, and unblinking. A prolonged gaze that suggests attraction is relaxed, soft, and warm. The person's face will likely be calm, sometimes with a slight smile. They don't lock their eyes in a rigid way. They simply stay connected a fraction longer than usual. Example: you're chatting with a coworker by the coffee machine. Most people glance, smile, then look away. If your coworker keeps looking at you for an extra 2 to 3 seconds while listening, that's a prolonged gaze and a subtle sign of interest. How to respond: match the gaze gently. Hold eye contact for a similar length of time, relax your expression, and let a small smile appear naturally. Don't overanalyze it. Matching signals creates rapport and allows you to see if the other person escalates their behavior. Clue 2. Pupils dilate. Pupil dilation is involuntary and often linked to emotional arousal, whether it's interest, excitement, or attraction. When someone likes you, their pupils may widen when they look at you, especially in dimmer settings. This subtle physical change is hard for someone to fake. You won't always notice pupil dilation consciously, but it can be observed in close-up interactions or in photos. In bright light, it's harder to see, so pupils dilate most evidently in low-light environments like evening outings, cozy rooms, or restaurants. If their pupils seem larger when they focus on you, that's a clue. Example: during a dinner, you catch the other person's gaze across the table. Their pupils look noticeably larger than earlier in the evening. This physiological response suggests they're emotionally engaged in the moment and potentially drawn to you. How to respond: maintain warm, engaged eye contact, and mirror their emotional tone. If you're interested too, soften your gaze and smile. If you're unsure, create a brief pause to see whether they lean in or say something that reveals more. Clue 3. Quick glances then looks away. This pattern, briefly looking at you, then looking away when you notice, can indicate shyness or nervous attraction. It's a classic "I'm watching you but don't want to be obvious" move. This behavior often appears in early-stage attraction or when one person is shy. The person checks you out, then diverts their gaze to avoid making their interest obvious. If the quick glances are repeated across time and circumstances, they're more likely to mean something than a single fleeting look. Example: in a group setting, you notice someone repeatedly glancing your way, then quickly looking at their phone or across the room when your eyes meet. Those repeated glances hint they're interested but unsure about getting noticed. How to respond: offer a brief, friendly smile when you catch them looking. That small move reduces their nervousness and gives permission to re-establish eye contact. If they respond positively, step up your engagement gradually. Clue 4. Gaze following. Gaze following is when someone frequently looks at what you're looking at. It's an unconscious behavior tied to social bonding. When we like someone, we tend to orient to their attention and interests. Watch for how often the other person copies your visual focus. Do they look where you look when you point out something in the room? or when you glance at an object. Frequent gaze following suggests they're tuned into your perspective and eager to share experiences with you. Example: you point to a poster on the wall or glance at a passing dog. The other person immediately turns to look at the same thing, almost as if they're mirroring your attention. That mirroring reflects rapport and an interest in aligning with you. How to respond: use small shared moments to build connection. Comment on what you both noticed and watch if their gaze lingers on you afterward. People who like you will often return their attention to you quickly. Clue 5. The triangular gaze. This playful pattern involves frequent shifts from your eyes to your mouth and back to your eyes. It's an old flirting classic. Eyes linger on the mouth because the mouth is associated with talking and kissing, so when someone shifts their gaze there repeatedly, they may be subconsciously imagining intimacy. The triangular gaze can be subtle, just a glance to the mouth during a smile, then back to the eyes. It's not rude, it's exploratory. When it appears alongside other signs like smiling and leaning in, it becomes a stronger indicator of romantic interest. Example: during a conversation, you notice the person's eyes briefly move to your mouth when you speak and then return to your eyes. They do this a few times, especially when you say something witty or personal. That pattern hints they're focused on you in a more intimate way. How to respond: keep your tone warm and your words engaging. If you want to reciprocate, use slightly playful or suggestive language that matches the moment. If you're not interested, maintain neutral eye contact and keep the conversation friendly and light. Clue 6. Increased blink rate. Emotional arousal can change how often someone blinks. When people are excited, nervous, or attracted, their blink rate can increase. It's subtle but noticeable when you're face-to-face for several minutes. A higher blink rate combined with other signs, like flushed cheeks, smiling, or tensing, strengthens the interpretation that the person is emotionally stimulated by you. Blink rate alone isn't conclusive, but in a cluster of behaviors it adds weight. Example: while discussing a topic that matters to both of you, the other person's blink rate picks up. They seem a little more animated and slightly more nervous than usual. That combination suggests emotional engagement and possibly attraction. How to respond: be patient and reassuring. Slow your own pace slightly, maintain calm eye contact, and let them find their rhythm. If they're attracted and nervous, your calm presence helps them relax and open up. Clue 7. Preened gaze. Preening behaviors, adjusting hair, straightening clothing, smoothing a collar, often accompany eye contact when someone wants to look their best for you. If someone locks eyes and then subtly preens, it indicates they're aware of being observed and care about your impression of them. Preening can be tiny: a quick tuck of hair behind the ear, a smoothing of a sleeve, a brief posture correction. When this happens while they're looking at you, it's a nonverbal attempt to enhance their attractiveness in your presence. Example: while talking, the person meets your eyes, smiles, and tucks a strand of hair behind their ear. That micro-behavior reveals self-presentation effort motivated by caring about your opinion. How to respond: notice and acknowledge with a smile or a compliment if you want to encourage them. Simple remarks like "you look great" or "nice haircut" can validate their effort. If you're not interested, remain polite and neutral. Clue 8. Synchronized gaze with body orientation. When someone likes you, their eyes often align with how they position their body. If they orient their torso, feet, and head toward you while maintaining eye contact, they're signaling focused interest. People tend to face those they prefer. Look beyond just the eyes. Are their shoulders turned toward you? Are their legs angled in your direction? Do they lean in slightly when speaking? Eye contact paired with open, engaged body orientation is a strong sign of attraction. Example: across a party, you notice someone's feet and torso point toward you as they maintain steady eye contact. They might occasionally glance away, but their body constantly returns to face you. That orientation shows they're focusing on you more than the surroundings. How to respond: reciprocate with open body language. Turn your own shoulders and feet toward them. Maintain approachable eye contact and see if they move closer. If both people orient toward one another, mutual interest may be developing. Clue 9. The lingering look after interaction ends. People who like you often return one last glance as you walk away or as the interaction concludes. That lingering look can be quick, a few seconds where the eyes track you leaving the room, but it's meaningful. This behavior signals a desire to maintain connection even as the interaction ends. It's different from a casual search of the room. A lingering look specifically focused on you indicates continued interest. Example: you say goodbye at the end of a work meeting. As you walk away, you catch someone looking at you for a moment longer than necessary. They might smile slightly or give a small wave. Those final cues reinforce the lingering look's meaning. How to respond: acknowledge it with a small nod or a returning glance. If you want to engage later, subtly make a plan to reconnect, like suggesting a follow-up chat or asking for their contact information. Now that we've covered the 9 clues, let's discuss combinations. Single behaviors are rarely proof. The strongest evidence of attraction is a pattern: prolonged gaze plus triangular gaze plus preening, or repeated quick glances paired with body orientation and a lingering look. When multiple clues appear across different contexts, the signal becomes much clearer. For example, if someone both mirrors your gaze and follows where you look, and also preens when making eye contact, that cluster signals attention, alignment, and self-presentation all directed at you. Those converging cues make attraction a plausible interpretation. Timing and setting change meaning. Consider the environment. In a noisy workplace, sustained eye contact may be a practical way to communicate. In a romantic setting, similar behaviors carry more romantic weight. Always weigh the context before drawing conclusions. Cultural differences matter. Norms for eye contact vary widely across cultures. In some cultures, direct eye contact is a sign of respect and attentiveness. In others, it can be considered rude or confrontational. If you're interacting with someone from a different cultural background, interpret their eye behavior with cultural awareness. Personality differences matter too. Extroverts often use more eye contact naturally. Introverts might avoid intense stares even when attracted. Shy people might use quick glances and shy smiles rather than open, prolonged eye contact. So interpret behavior alongside what you know about someone's typical style. Gender norms can shape eye contact too. Social expectations lead some people to be more reserved or more forward depending on gender roles and norms. Don't rely solely on gender stereotypes. Observe the person's baseline behavior and look for deviations from it when assessing attraction. Now, practical tips for responding when you think someone likes you based on eye contact. First, be intentional and calm. Hold gentle eye contact, smile naturally, and use open body language. Let interactions progress at an easy pace. Avoid rushing or overwhelming the other person. Second, mirror appropriately. Mirroring is a powerful rapport-building tool. Subtly match their gaze length, nods, and posture. Mirroring helps them feel comfortable and increases the chance they'll escalate signals of interest. Third, create private moments to test interest. If eye contact clues appear in group contexts, find quieter opportunities. Step aside for a brief conversation, suggest coffee, or invite them to collaborate on something that allows one-on-one interaction. One-on-one moments reveal clearer signals. Fourth, use verbal follow-ups. Eye contact hints are nonverbal. Pair them with light, open questions to confirm. For instance, "Hey, I enjoy chatting with you. Want to grab coffee sometime?" Direct but casual invitations turn nonverbal interest into a verbal response. Fifth, respect boundaries. Not every gaze means romance. If the person seems uncomfortable or explicitly uninterested, back off gracefully. Consent and mutual comfort are essential in any budding relationship. Let's walk through 5 brief example scenarios to illustrate how the clues combine in real life. Scenario 1. Workplace elevator. You and a colleague ride together. They hold your gaze a bit longer than usual, tuck their hair behind their ear while looking at you, and follow your gaze to the floor indicator. As you step out, they glance back with a small smile. These cues, prolonged gaze, preening, gaze following, lingering look, suggest they're interested. How to respond? Keep it professional but friendly. Smile and offer a casual comment like, "Nice chatting. See you at the meeting." If you want to pursue something, ask to grab coffee sometime, keeping it low stakes. Scenario 2, party setting. Across a crowded room, you notice someone's body points toward you. They glance quickly when you catch eye contact, and later they return a lingering look as you leave. That combination, body orientation, quick glances, lingering look, shows attraction in a social context. How to respond? Create a natural reason to approach. Ask about a song playing, comment on the venue, or introduce yourself. Use one-on-one conversation to confirm interest and move the interaction forward. Scenario 3, classroom or lecture. A classmate frequently looks at you then looks away, mirrors where you look, and smiles when you catch their eye. Those behaviors, quick glances, gaze following, smiling, point to a friendly or possibly romantic interest. How to respond? Engage in casual conversation after class about shared topics. Study together or exchange contact info. It's an easy, low-pressure way to explore mutual interest. Scenario 4, coffee shop. You notice a person glance at you repeatedly. Their pupils seem dilated, and they shift their gaze to your mouth occasionally while smiling. Pupil dilation plus triangular gaze and repeated attention are strong attraction cues in a relaxed public setting. How to respond? Approach with small talk. Comment on the coffee, ask for a recommendation, or offer a friendly compliment. Keep your tone warm. If they respond positively, suggest a longer chat over coffee sometime. Scenario 5, family gathering. A relative you've recently met several times maintains steady eye contact during conversation, often matching your gaze length and leaning slightly forward. This consistent, engaged eye behavior indicates interest in bonding, possibly beyond mere politeness. How to respond? Reciprocate by showing curiosity about their life, ask open-ended questions, and schedule another catch-up to continue building rapport. Family contexts can be slow burners, so let the connection evolve naturally. Now, pitfalls and cautions. First, don't overread accidental glances. People glance at others for many reasons. One-off looks aren't reliable. Focus on repeated patterns across interactions. Second, beware projection. Sometimes we want someone to like us and interpret neutral behavior as flirtation. Counter this by observing objective cues, multiple signals across time, not wishful thinking. Third, look for consistent escalation. Attraction often escalates. Brief glances become prolonged gazes. Triangular gazes may lead to light touches, and lingering looks may turn into follow-up conversations. If behavior stagnates, the interest might be casual. Fourth, don't confuse friendliness with flirtation. Warm, attentive eye contact is part of many healthy platonic relationships. If your goal is romance, use verbal check-ins rather than relying only on nonverbal cues. Fifth, consider social context and status differences. Authority figures or people in professional roles may use direct eye contact differently. In those cases, interpret signals conservatively and prioritize clear communication. Let's cover how technology complicates eye contact cues. In digital interactions, video calls, photos, and texting, eye contact is simulated or absent. People may angle cameras to mimic eye contact or send lingering photos that serve as proxies for in-person gaze cues. On video calls, look for consistent camera-facing behavior, quick glances to your face, pupil dilation, if visible, and mirroring of facial expressions. In texts, repeated attention may show up as rapid replies, emotive language, or sending selfies that invite a gaze-like response. When interacting online, take digital signs seriously but confirm with real-world meetings when possible. Video options like a short call can reveal more about gaze behavior than text alone. Body language and micro-expressions add nuance to gaze clues. A soft smile, raised eyebrows, or micronod paired with eye contact strengthens the case for attraction. Combined, these microsignals create a richer picture than any single cue. Microexpressions are quick, involuntary facial movements that reveal emotions. If someone's eyes light up briefly when they see you, or their smile engages the muscles around their eyes, those are reliable markers of genuine positive emotion tied to your presence. Practice observing without judgment. Try noting eye contact patterns in everyday places, coffee shops, meetings, parks, without acting on every cue. This observational practice helps you distinguish normal social behavior from romantic interest. Keep a mental checklist: frequency, how often they look; duration, how long they hold eye contact; context, where and when; and accompanying signals, smiles, posture, preening. When multiple checklist items align, the evidence becomes compelling. If you want to test someone's interest gently, create a moment for eye contact and small talk. Move a conversation to a quieter spot. Ask a personal but casual question, and note their eye behavior and bodily orientation during the exchange. Use reflective statements to encourage openness. "I enjoy talking with you," or "You have a great sense of humor." Their facial reaction and eye response will often reveal whether they feel the same way. If you decide to express reciprocal interest, be direct but low pressure. Say something like, "I like hanging out with you. Would you want to grab coffee sometime?" Combine clear verbal invitation with warm eye contact to reinforce sincerity. If you're uncertain, give it time. Attraction may unfold slowly. People sometimes need several positive interactions before feeling comfortable escalating. Patience prevents missteps and builds trust. Boundaries matter. If someone's eye contact feels intense or invasive, or they persist despite your discomfort, set clear limits. A straightforward, "I'm not comfortable with that," or moving away physically is appropriate and necessary. If you misread signals and the other person doesn't reciprocate, handle it kindly. A brief, friendly clarification: "Sorry if I read that wrong. Just enjoying the conversation."